Yeah, it looks like we're live. What's happening, everybody? Hope everybody's having a fantastic whatever day you're watching this. As the title says, I don't know that my journey with Mopar is going to go much further. With basically no real reason to talk about Hemi performance, at least the way that it stands now, without a Scat Pack, without an RT, really without a Hellcat, at least that we know of. What's there really to talk about anymore? What are we going to talk about? Another six-cylinder that everybody's got some kind of snarky bullshit thing to say about. The truck scene, I mean, to be honest with you guys, I'll put it to you like this. I am actively shopping for a replacement for Stormy, and I've pretty much picked the truck out already. And it ain't a Dodge. It ain't a Ram. It's none of that. So basically, me personally, I'm not going to own anything that is straight up Mopar after I get rid of Stormy. It's just not going to work out like that. The real reason for this is, well, what's there to do with this truck of mine? I mean, Stormy gets, I mean, not to say it disrespectfully, but no love. Whenever I posted anything up with that truck, it's gotten no real viewership whatsoever, especially when we're talking about draggy videos where I've been chasing numbers with that truck and pulling numbers out of a truck that really it shouldn't be able to run, with none of the actual numbers that we would hope to get out of it anyway, in terms of viewership. So no reason to stick around with a platform that has quite frankly been getting on my nerves like you would not believe. If I were to do an owner's review of Stormy coming into this live chat, it would be scathing. It wouldn't be very good at all. Between piss poor build quality, the sketchiness of the U-Connect, the sketchiness and the is this thing gonna blow up type of feedback that engine is giving me, aside from the fact that the thing rides like a Cadillac, I don't think that I'm going to be holding on to that truck for much longer. There's a truck that I miss, and there's a truck that my wife misses, that I used to have. I had an '09 four-wheel drive F-150 with a 5.4, and I loved that truck. Unfortunately, the truck fell apart all the way around me. But I loved that truck, right up to the point where the transmission basically fell out of the truck practically. In fact, it was leaking transmission fluid when I pulled into the dealership and I bought my 2014 Ram 1500, which kind of got me kickstarted back into Mopar in general. So with that, what I'm looking for is another white Ford, 5-liter, 373 gears. And that's what I'm going to be moving forward with more than likely. And well, to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to be looking back, at least not looking back in any way that would have me wanting another Ram. And this is, I'll put it to you like this, so much so that I don't care what the new inline six puts out in terms of power. I could not care less what that thing runs like in terms of performance. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm just not 100% there. I can get an F-150, go intake, tune, and run the thing on E85 because they're flex fuel, and the truck is going to get absolutely going to walk away from practically anything that's out there in terms of performance, and it's going to have a V8 to boot. So, why not move forward with that? Get something back that I kind of had in the past that I do basically sort of miss, and have something that's fun along the way. And by the way, have something that'll punch a just hole through the heart of what Stormy can put out with already. And part of this too is after I drove that Grand Wagoneer with the H6, it was pretty apparent that moving forward, Dodge was not going to have anything V8 related. Also, add to that the fact that that platform, and what I mean by that platform, I misspoke. The computer, the ECU, has not been cracked yet. And so the operating system snapped. So since the operating system hasn't been cracked, there's no tuning solutions for that thing except for what might be a piggyback. Come on, give me a break, guys. So as good as it might be from the factory, I'm not going to be a player with that truck, especially given the pricing of the things. So far as I can tell, to get the engine that I want in the configuration that I want is going to be a $70,000 truck. Oh my God, are you kidding me with this? I mean, it's just a $70,000 price tag for a vehicle with as sketch level midnight freaking build quality as these Dodges have had coming into this. What's the deal? Why would I even want to get into that? Plus, what about the car thing? You know, guys, I've been begging for some kind of answer from Dodge for quite a while as far as what in the hell is going to be the next car. And we're not seeing anything. And it's, oh, we're going to put out this little teaser thing and we're going to not have... Guys, I'm sorry, but as a fellow enthusiast, this is not good enough. This is not the Dodge that I envisioned. And the fact that they're going to hold on to this grandpappy Charger bullshit platform is getting on my nerves in a way that I can't even describe. Stop calling it the Charger. The people that even know what a real Charger is outside of the Fast and the Furious franchise, the people that know what that platform is or what that car could mean or did mean back in the day, let me put it to you like this. 1964 is when that first race Hemi was sent out into the world, right? That's where it got its whole, ethos, if you will. That's 60 freaking years ago. 60 years ago. And if you're old enough to have bought one, that means that you're in your freaking 80s. Like, say if you're 25 years old when that car was released, you're 85 years old now. I mean, take away some years. Even if you go 10 and you move that into 1974, like when you could buy a used Hemi thing back then, which was just a back of the lot smoker that nobody wanted. And this is why so many guys are moving away from Dodge. Like, the guys that think that they were legends never really lived with the old school stuff. And most of them are too old now to be part of the buying demographic for what is part of now this car that's going to come out that they're going to call a Charger, again, that nobody knows what a Charger is or was. If I tell you Bullet, you're going to think Bullet Mustang, but the whole reason why Bullet Mustang was good is because the Charger was that much better. But you wouldn't know that. Right? So why not call it something like, just from a marketing standpoint, Dodge is getting it so piss poor bad with this that I can't even bear to be a part of it. I can't look at what Dodge is doing from a car point of view and say, yep, that sounds like a good idea. Call it the Charger because it's a fun tie-in, because it's electric and it's a Charger, like you're fun. Oh my God. Hey, Sandra, it's like a Charger, right? Yeah, it's like a Charger. You plug it in. It's like an electric car, and you just go zipping around town. Like, you can go get a latte, and then you can go get your nails done, and you can totally get your highlights did. Girl, you look sweet in that fucking dress of yours. Where'd you get that? Oh my God. That's what it fucking sounds like to me. That's exactly what it is. And that's the dudes talking. Like, it's just... This is the thing that gets to me about where Mopar is and where they're at right now, and it's getting me so worked up, and it gets me so just about this whole thing, because I know that it could be better. I know that getting away from the V8, get away from it. Fine, ditch it, scrap it. I couldn't care less, but don't put it in a freaking thing that looks like what is in essence, at least so far as what we've been shown at this point, a bad rental car. You can say, well, they're showing you the base model. Why would you show me the base model? That is so stupid. I don't want to hear about a base model shitbox. Fuck's sake, man. I'm not part of the base model shitbox buying demographic. And that's not who you're marketing towards anyway. Look at the freaking vast planes of Hellcat variants that you've been putting out there. This is the thing that has been driving me absolutely batty about this whole thing for so long. Dodge has been marketing to a buying group that seems to be making $250,000 a year to be able to eat a Snickers, I love that, to be able to buy one of those cars. But none of their supporters are able to afford the things that they're putting out there. So I guess, guys, for me, the whole thing, and I'll get to y'all in just a second, but the whole thing for me is I can't really stay on board with this. And I can't do it anymore. To me, I feel like I'm going to be going back to my roots to go back to Ford anyway. That's what got me into tuning. That's what taught me how to tune. That's what taught me how to do a lot of the stuff that I've been able to do with the Mopars. But guys, to be fair, Dodge is leaving me. I'm not leaving Dodge. Dodge has gone too far in a direction that is too reminiscent, and somebody had mentioned this earlier, the things will pop up and then they vanish before the comments do, before I go in and actually pull them. But they've taken on this Harley-Davidson marketing approach, which is to say that it's an image before the product. I always joke about Harley-Davidson being a clothing store that also sells motorcycles. It's a leather outlet that also happens to sell motorcycles. You kind of say the same thing about Triumph in a way, but most of the stuff that you see, most of the stuff that you look at from the point of view of substance is all hype. It's all marketing. It's all what somebody that doesn't know anything about the car culture, if it's somebody that was hired as just an employee and said, hey, we sell this product, it's got this type of a history behind it, like it's a car thing, and people go vroom vroom, right, Frank? You know what's up with that. Yeah. So anyway, we sell these cars, right? And they're supposed to be all like fast. They have these V8 engines and everything, make this blah blah blah, blah sound, and it's really neato. The people love them, So anyway, we got to market these things, guys. So hey, let's go ahead and put this out there. We're going to have what do they like to do? Well, they like to do peely outs. Is that what they call it? Hey, Mark, is that a peely out? What's it called? Yeah, it's called a burn down or something. Yeah, get an image of our cars doing burn downs and doing the loop-de-rounds or whatever they call that silly stuff that they do. What do they do out there? And when they go in the intersections and they go they play people hockey with it. What's that called? The peel rounds? Yeah, do the peel round thing and do that. That's what it is. So these are the people that you're giving your money to, instead of somebody that's sitting back there and going, look, we've got to put together something that works. We've got this next buying demographic. We've got the Cold War kids are coming into their own now. We need to make sure they've got something. We need to have something for the youth. We need to make sure that these young guys that are in their teens and 20s and early 30s, we need to make sure they've got cars that appeal to them. These are the people that we need to be working towards and working with, not this otherworldly, stupid direction that they're going in. So anyway, I'll let y'all talk with you guys. I'm going to get something to drink in the beverage center. Pepsi it is. You can make your coffee. Anyway, let me get with you guys. Doing kind of a short show, but I wanted to visit with you guys on this topic. Ryan is in. Hey, Professor, what's up? Ryan saying, hey, Chevy HD 2500 negative. Ryan saying, please don't say not any of the older generation era, muscle era in the 80s fun Mopars. Not that. DM, got the bald guy with the shades, got the right cadence for the flicks. Road test, yeah. What's up? It appears Dodge kicking the brand faithful in the crotch. I agree with you, brother. By the way, if y'all aren't familiar, if you're new to the channel, go check out Road Test TV's channel. He's got one of my top 5 all favorite cars on his channel. I don't want to give you a spoiler, but it's a big block Mustang coupe from back in the day. And I mean real deal big block Mustang coupe. So check out his channel. Ryan saying, I need to win the lottery. Get you a Conquest and an i6HO. It'd be fun to watch. Yeah, it would. Sovereign is in. What's up, man? Good seeing you in the show, buddy. Ryan's asking, where's Dodge 2025 build cars? Nowhere on their website. I know, there's you can't build anything. What are you going to build? They're done building the LX platform. And now all you got to build is this whatever thing. And they haven't even done that. Crowdfund a Plymouth Imperial. Technically, Imperial was its own brand at one time. Then he's in saying, you and I both, but I'm 61 and have owned so many generations of Mopars in this direction. It is shit, sadly. Yes, it is. Agreed. It's the build quality that just has me so bent out of shape, guys. I mean, so put it to you like this. Wife and I are cruising down the road in Stormy, and she goes to pull the visor down. You just pop the little visor thing down and flip it over because the sun was there. So she pops it down and goes to flip it, and the thing falls out of the ceiling of the truck. Can't make this kind of shit up. And my wife isn't like trying to hang off of the thing, you know, at like a monkey bars. She's just pulling the thing down. And again, the thing, I'm going to have to fix it. It's kind of up there now, right? It doesn't matter. The thing about it, again, is just the build quality's got me bummed out. Patrick Zan, what's up? Stellantis and current admin is killing Dodge. Stellantis is doing a great job on its own. God, you know, this... Ryan, you're right. Jeep is the only arm of Mopar catering to enthusiasts, and they're doing a great job of it too. No question about that. Yep, DM. Unfortunately, Dodge followed Harley-Davidson's lead. They forgot where they came from and now just sell coffee mugs and T-shirts. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing that bugs me the most about this is that you don't have to sell it. Okay, so Dodge, in terms of marketing, they're doing this double down thing where they're selling you something that you are already in ownership of. So let me walk you through this. I'll try to make this quick. If you have a need for something and I can come up with a product that satisfies that need and put it out into the world for you that at a price you'll buy it at, then we now have trade. But if you already have that product, selling you that what you have isn't good enough and that you need this next version of the thing that I've put out because my first version just ain't that good. In other words, RT, Scat Pack, Hellcat, Demon, Super Stock, Red Eye. You get the idea? So that's kind of what this is. It's an engineered obsolescence within its own current product offering. That's what Harley-Davidson did very well. It's one of the reasons why I kind of was a Harley guy and then wasn't really quickly, was just because of the gatekeeperish type of shit that happens with Harley-Davidson owners. The same thing happens with Mopar guys, and they've done a really good job of alienating their own customers. But another way to look at this too is you don't have to sell what should be obvious. And in this case, it's not a product, it's an image. Mopar's had its own unique image for forever. This is, in literary terms, it's when somebody tells you that something is really good without it's insulting. So it's like if you're watching a promo and somebody says, "Oh, she's amazing." Is she? Because it sounds to me like you're just selling an idea. I will tell you if I feel like it is or she is or he is amazing. I don't need to be told that something is good. I need to be shown good qualities about a thing. I'll be the judge of whether or not it's good. So anytime you hear something or somebody say, "Oh, that is so good," in a certain kind of a context, in a certain kind of a blurby format, when you feel like you're being sold something, you probably are. And if you're being told that something is a certain thing, like burnouts and, oh, we're the brotherhood and all this other bullshit that you're being sold. No, that's an image. I'll tell you who my family is. I'll choose those who I'll consider to be family who aren't blood related. I'm not buying into that. And by the way, brother, anytime you hear brother, you know it's not good already. Brother. Yeah, no, don't do it. Don't even try to sell that to me. Sorry, Chrysler's hitting the crack pipe on their new car. Jeremy's saying, be eat a Snickers. Ryan saying, never been a Ford fanboy, but Brotherhood of Soy making me convert. Yeah. Eat a Snickers. I am kind of hungry too. Ryan saying, I miss when Daimler owned Chrysler. Yeah. That's when they had all the cool stuff. And all the cool stuff was based on old Mercedes-Benz cars too. Martin's asking, is there possibly a new Mustang in your future? Nope, it'd be a truck. Like the Mustang though, not gonna lie. They're saying they may as well put a bun and hot dog on the roof of the Charger. It's bad, man. It's not good. So I'm saying, yep, that merger created the iconic Charger we all love. Yep. Then he's saying they murdered the Challenger, the Charger, and the Hemi. Yep. God, it could have been better. It could have been so much better. And so what the funny thing about Hemi. For those that are in the know, and for those that have actually been around the real Gen 2 Hemi, you would know pretty quickly that it is not the best street engine. It's not very good. X say, what up, Professor B in chat? What up? Jeremy saying all trucks are too expensive. It's completely out of control. Too many computers, too many things you don't need. Agreed. Ryan saying, hey. So I'm like, I'm a god. Eric is in. What's up, man? Good seeing you, my friend. Ryan, when they released the King Daytona sticker package, I was pissed. I wanted a Sox and Martin or Ram Chargers theme. Yes! What the frick is a King Daytona? I'm looking at this going, oh my God, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, the swinger I get. The hell was that? The swinger I get. Because there was a swinger, but I don't know. The sticker package cars are so bad. The Super B is good because the Super B actually has some substance to it, but the rest of them, they're just sticker cars. So we're saying, damn. Sovereign's like Swinger and the Black Ghost. I don't know if I'm a player with the Black Ghost, only because again it just seems forced. You know, you pay tribute to it, I guess, but I don't know. To me, that tie-in just seemed a little bit too forced. There are and were plenty of others that you could have tied to. Along with Black Ghost, Sox and Martin, Ram Chargers, two major players back in the day. Without them, nobody even knew Mopar wouldn't have really had a voice. Oh, Sovereign Sky. Yeah, Road Test TV. Check out his channel, guys. Oh, Jeremy's got an 03 Dina. 6.0 all-wheel drive. It's a nice truck. Oh, Sovereign Mopar mugs and t-shirts. Yep. David's in. Jeremy saying my 16 RT stick had no issues. My 22 RT at the dealer for 3 weeks. Body control crapped out. They left the curtain airbags not attached to the roof, and the list keeps going on. Yeah. So here's, man, I tell you what, I had no problems with my 14 Ram with electrical stuff. It did have a bad cam though, and the manifold issue. Zo5 Studios is in a very unique part of town. So we have that history kind of got me into my my first Challenger, Shalandra. Loved that car. Did have some little gremlins, but nothing too crazy. The Hellcat had every electrical problem you could have in that car, in one car. That car was nothing but electrical problems. I had a 93 Corvette that my wife and I would joke about. Like when we see a Gen 4 Corvette, it's, hey, electrical problems. The Hellcat had worse problems than that. My DT Ram Stormy is, although not as glitchy, is equal to the task of being weird as far as just stuff not being consistent with the Uconnect. Plus with, again, the sketchy build quality, I'm just not really there with that truck. Patrick, we're blowing up engines. Exactly. Eric's saying Dodge is having major problems with the new Hornet with electrical problems, water leaks, and mechanical problems because my friend is a certified automotive tech at Dodge. Oh yeah, I'm sure they're having no good things coming from that car. They can't even sell the ones that they've got. It's kind of hard to believe that they have problems with something that they can't. So it's hard to have problems with something that you're not selling. But my understanding is everyone that they're selling, they're probably going to have those types of problems with. I think it was rushed into production, at least on the Dodge sites. It's the same as some other car, and I never, ever can remember it. It's like once the information goes in my head, it just flies out of my ears. But Mr. B saying, hey, everyone, I just bought a brand new Dodge Hornet and said no one ever. Exactly. I was like, you did what? That's pretty funny, but yeah. Some are saying, speaking of Mustangs, Paul just sold his. That is a good thing. They're saying, why don't they bring back the Dart and put in a turbo? They should. They could. What they need to do is just, if they're going to have a car, have something that is realistically worth talking about. So that's my only request, in essence. Because right now there's just nothing. Nobody's getting worked up. There's no excitement. There's no energy behind any of this. Again, it just makes it so hard to get behind Dodge when they won't even get us anything to get worked up over. Eric is in with Mr. P. Ryan said, yeah, the 426 Max Wedge was the beast on the streets. Yeah, Max Wedge car, I'm on board with. That my experience, although I'm not like, Mr. Norm or anything like that, but my experience is, although limited, it's there for the Gen 2 Hemi, but more of the guys that were fast that I was kind of in and around, the guys with the Polaris that were legit fast were, they were all Max Wedge cars. Road Test, thank you very much, man. B, appreciate you always speaking the raw truth. Bro, I appreciate that a ton, man. Thank you so very much. But yeah, I mean, and Road Test, I tell you what, it doesn't always garner me the most favor. But I mean, I'm just kind of saying what I think a lot of us are thinking. I think that I'm saying, and I'm conveying emotions that I think a lot of us are feeling. I think that there's so many of us that have wanted to stay loyal, if you will. Not that we have anything that we owe a brand, but there's some things that when you want to be part of something like a brand identity, the brand has got to come along and be a part of the community as well. And they're just not really doing it. And when they have tried, it's just, it's bad. I don't get a good vibe from them anymore. Feels kind of toxic, to be honest. Wild Willie's beard care. Oh, did we get did an ad pop up or something? Nice. So you guys know there's different formats whenever I do lives. If I do it off the computer, there's a certain I have access to certain things. If I do it on the phone, like I'm doing tonight, there's other things that can, like, I don't have access to how to control, or at least I don't know how to do it. Haven't really looked into it. Ads. So yeah, if you get hit, normally the ads come at an hour, but sometimes they'll come at 30 minutes, and I don't have any control over that, at least not in this particular format. Wild Willie's Beard Care. Sweet. Ryan, why has no one built a modern Hemi under glass? Probably because exhibition cars are just not that popular anymore. But yeah, Magnum would be pretty sweet to do it with if you're going to do it. Eric's saying worst merger ever with Stellantis. Yep. Then he said, I bought a new 2008 Hemi Bighorn Ram. Got it 13 years, drove it hard, not a single breakdown, sold it, bought a 2021 Ram limited night edition with Hemi e-torque and absolutely love it. I tell you what, if my aunt had a package, she'd be my uncle, right? But if my truck didn't have e-torque, I'd probably be happier with it. E-torque, at least in my truck, has been kind of a weird experience. But if my truck didn't have the problems that it had, I'd probably not be considering getting a new truck. But again, it's where I'm at now. Again, I didn't leave Dodge, guys. Dodge is leaving us. And I can't stand behind a brand that's not going to stand behind those that have been loyal to it for, going on a significant number of years. We're talking since, golly, when did I get that truck? 2012? I mean, it's been a dozen years. So it's just kind of the way this is going. Ryan say, where's the GLH? Great question. I thought we were supposed to have that a long time ago. Hadn't quite made it to the party yet, has it, was? Jeremy say, asking, did you see Demonology can't access some of the programs on his 170? No, I haven't seen his video, though. It is queued up. I want to check it out. But I'm pretty sure he's got to go through break-in. Yeah, like I say, I haven't seen it, but it might be a break-in thing or... hell, who knows what it is. Max asking, what year's your Ram? It's a 22. Might be one of the COVID-built vehicles that half-assed. I can assure you it's one of those. Built July 13th, 2022. And again, Road Test, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And again, y'all check out his channel. The dude's got one of my all-time favorite cars on his channel. The Big Block Mustang Coupe. Patrick saying, what was the point of the Chief Donut Maker? None of us know. That was such a, oh my gosh. That was such a weird, God, that was so weird. God, that was such a weird thing. DM's asking, how do you follow Hellcat legacy? Dodge's answer, pull the pin and throw the grenade. I don't know. Yeah, it could have been done really well, frankly, but golly, and at this stage of the game, I'm more afraid of what it's going to look like if we're talking about the performance side of it, the car side of it. I'm more afraid of what it's going to look like for guys once this new, whatever the hell it is, gets released. What are y'all going to do with that car? I mean, on the street, let's say it is an all-wheel drive, 540 horse, whatever. What are you going to do? Go try to do dig races with Mustangs? Let me put it to you in a different way. Because you're not going to catch a dig race realistically on the street these days. That's not how this works. This isn't downtown Houston circa 1984. This doesn't work like that. So let's say you're talking about roll racing. 540 horse should scream on the big end, right? It probably will. But So does a Mustang, and they typically hit way outside of their weight class. I know that that particular car is going to be fast, but the coin, baby, it's that cheddar, son. What's it going to cost? My argument for that car has been this. If it would have been me, which it ain't, but if it were, Conquest, all-wheel drive, H6, you got a 440 horse and you got a 550 horse. You let them rip. Okay, it's a 10-second car either way you go on the street, provided the thing weighs about 4,000 pounds. And wow, look at what you can get. And if it's not tens, it's close enough to call, but the big horse car is definitely in the tens, and that would do it on the street, which would absolutely break every heart of every Demon owner, every Hellcat owner, every Hellcat variant of anything that's not called a Durango or a Trackhawk. And even then, you're showing them their ass. And the only reason why I bring them up is they're the only all-wheel drive variants, except for the TRX, which is a four-wheel drive. A little bit different, but you see where I'm going with this. What do you do with this thing? It's going to be an expensive-ass car to begin with in that variant, right? In that variance or in that configuration. But at least you'd have something to talk about. But then you're going to lose the value proposition and you're right back where you started. Plus, what happens if those things don't cut mustard when it comes to durability? That's a big question. Guys are talking about, well, the Hurricane 6, you can throw a Brazilian horsepower at it. Okay. What if the rest of the car can't handle it? I mean, yeah, Trackhawk's been doing it, but this isn't running Trackhawk hardware. This is going to be running the car hardware. We don't know what that's going to be able to manage. Are we going to get one of these cars and only find out that they can't really put in work for any real length of time on the street because they, I don't know, explode transmissions or something? I mean, what is it that we're going to end up finding out about this car on the back end of what is to be this new Charger? Again, it's a wasted opportunity. It's a wasted opportunity on a buying demographic in two separate demographics. Again, like what I was talking about before, if you're old enough to know what a Charger is and lived through that era, you're in your 70s or 80s. If you know what a Charger is and you are a kid and you're talking about a Charger by today's standard, that's fine, but you need a car that is more for the youth. Then, if you're somebody that was born in the late 60s into the mid 80s, Cold War kids, you need a car for you. You need a car for those guys that are in that position to buy now, that harkens back to cars and harkens back to an era that they're familiar with. The way that the Challenger did when it was released, you know, so many years ago now, you know, what, 15 years ago. It's crazy to think how long, no, shit, almost damn close enough to call 16 years ago, 16 model years. So again, that's really where they're missing out. They're missing out in two different areas, current buyers and future buyers. They're not going to be a player with this. Not with what they're showing us, but if they bring us something that's worth talking about now, well, maybe we can have a discussion, but we're just not seeing it. And again, with the trucks, where I'm a little bit concerned with the truck, and this is, again, one of the reasons why I'm going forward, is I don't know that I can personally trust an engine with the same brake-specific horsepower numbers as the Demon 170 running on 93 octane. What do I mean by that? 3 liters making 540 horsepower, double the liters. 6 liters is 1,080. What is the Demon 170 making again on corn? Somebody refresh my memory. See where I'm going with this? It's the same amount of power out of the same amount of cubic inches. Except the Demon 170 needs corn to do it. This thing's relying on 93 octane and just shy of 30 pounds of boost to make it. 30. That's 2 full atmospheres, 2 bar. That's a lot of boost. For those that are non-initiated, I almost said power stroke. The EcoBoost 3.5 liter makes 1 bar of boost for its 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. Although that being said, that engine does not pull the way that the Hurricane does. Make no mistake, I am not drawing a parallel. But for the guys that hot rod that combination, that EcoBoost 3.5 liter combo, 2 bar is the absolute max that a lot of those guys will sign off on. And Dodge with the H6 is just giving that to you from the factory. Premium fuel, though, is required. But I think you get the idea. What happens if you get a bad tank of gas? The thing is going to run like crap, or is it going to rattle itself to death? I don't know. But I'll tell you this, I probably won't be finding out. Because, let's rewind really quickly. 540 horsepower. Sounds like a damn lot of horsepower. Bet your ass that it is. But you know it's more than 540? 700. 700 is more than 540. It really is. And that's how many horsepower you can get with a Ford Racing Performance Part supercharger fitted to your F-150 by the factory. Well, really not by the factory, by your local authorized installation house. That didn't sound like a bad idea. 700 horsepower, 4-wheel drive truck. Put that sucker in 4-wheel drive and launch it and watch everything get small behind you. The last thing that had 700 horsepower and was a 4x4 was a freaking Raptor. I'm sorry, TRX. But the Raptor R does it too. See where I'm going with this? You could build your own Raptor, build your own TRX in a way. And it would be a lot quicker because it'd be a lot lighter. So again, there are so many different things to talk about when you're talking about Ford, because Ford supports its freaking enthusiasts. Because Ford's basically an enthusiast run company, not a European skinny pants wearing latte soy froth sipping, whatever the hell it is. Personal opinion, of course. But see where I'm going with this? Ford, you want 800 horsepower out of your Mustang? Say no more, my friend. Go ahead and bring the car in, and we'll give you a warranty along with 800 whole ass horsepowers for your Mustang. 800 of them. In a car that weighs, what, 600 pounds less than a Dodge anything? How many supercharger kits does Direct Connection offer for the 5.7 or the 6.4? Let's see, carry the one, 0. That's how many they offer. So again, I mean, just look at who supports who. Brotherhood of Muscle, brotherhood of bullshit. Ford doesn't have to tell you that they're brotherhood of anything. Their actions say that. Their actions prove that. Their actions guide their enthusiasts to which type of personalization they would like. Again, this is a company that in their catalogs used to tell you how to tune your car. They would explain to you concepts, tuning concepts, horsepower for the street, horsepower for the track, what to look for. You can do that when you're winning a bunch of races. You can really do it, though, when you're a company that's run by enthusiasts that want people that are enthusiastic about their brand to be a part of something. So with that, let me get a hold of you guys. Ryan, we're in an abusive relationship with Mopar. Yep. Eric said, I think what people are getting frustrated about is if they can bring out a Hurricane 6-cylinder, that they could bring out a V8 engine as well. The problem is that V8 won't pass emissions the way that they test emissions, which kind of sucks. Then he's saying, sorry to hear you had issues with your new Ram. Yeah, I've kind of had issues almost from the day I bought the thing. I like the truck, though. I really do. But that's just going to be hard to stick with it. Motor City, what's up, B? What's up, Motor? Eric saying, good evening, road test. Tad saying, find it mildly funny that the Hornet is the worst selling vehicle in the market, even with all the Dodge's hype. Yeah. Biden is Stellantis role model. Well, they communicate about it as well, don't they? But he say, not only do I have two 69 Chargers and two 70 Challengers, a 71 Demon, 71 Swinger, and a 70 Chrysler 300H. Very cool car. Later, I bought a brand new black and silver 85 Shelby Daytona, Shelby Charger, very cool, and an 86 Daytona Turbo Z, also a very cool car. Like the Cold War Dodges a lot. Right, so screaming again, give me the Wraith from the damn movie. Saying facts. It's gonna say, good evening, just got over from Supercross. That's right, it was in Arlington. Saw the Triumph running. Didn't fare well, but cool to see. Yep, they're going to be shaking that thing loose a little bit. Motor City, in my opinion, the Charger needs to start under or about 40K with the 420 horse. Yep, I agree. Skid saying Triumph. Eric's checking in with Skids. Kurt's saying EcoBoost 3.5. Yep. Again, Ford, if Ford did just a couple of things different with that EV3.5, it'd be a little bit scarier of a proposition of an engine. Jeremy saying the new Charger is the same as the 04 GTO from Pontiac. It didn't fit the name. If they called it Starion, it would have gone better. Agreed, big time. You know, the funny thing for me with Pontiac is, why didn't they just bring the Holden over as the brand name? It made more sense. By the way, the Holden is a good looking car. Why rebody it? Why even spend the money on that? Bring it over and bring the Ute over with you while you're at it. But unfortunately, we don't have that anymore. Ryan saying, oh, damn, I didn't know it's taking 2 bar. Yilzer. It is. Sovereign's in. Skids, hey, what's shaking, fellas? Not much. But he's saying hello. Franklin saying, hey, B, and everyone, the problem with Dodge definitely lies with the new European mindset that doesn't appreciate, understand, and frankly care about the American market. For sure. Brotherhood of Soy. Indeed. So there's a reason for that, though. The European market is 850 million people. The United States market is in total population just under 400 million. It's not as big of a market. And the EU has quite a bit more of a stranglehold on some of the emissions type of requirements. So Eric's saying, yep. Yeah, Patrick's saying, you'll never see a Hot Wheels Hornet. Freaking true that. Good point. Eric's saying, so Franklin, good evening. It's good saying Butter had a fantastic idea. Tesla and Musk buy Dodge and Chrysler. It depends on what they did with it. BB saying, hey, Prof, thinking about picking up an older coupe for some weekend fun, trying to decide between a New Edge Mustang or late 90s Firebird. What would I go with? Damn. I would go 90s Firebird. No, I wouldn't. Go with the New Edge. Nothing sounds quite as good as a New Edge. Throw a small blower on the thing and get out there and have a ball with that car. 90s stuff, not so much. Unless you can find like a 99 LS 4th gen. Steer the hell clear of any of the SBC stuff. You don't want it. Believe me, you do not want that. Sir Franklin, good evening, Eric Tate. All right, yeah, Butter the Insider. I know it is, but yeah, guys, that's basically where I'm at with this. Wait, what? So Motor City is China. GLH Hornet was shown almost $1,000. Get the flip out of here. Anyway, guys, I got to wrap it up for the night, but I wanted to touch base with you guys, let y'all know basically where my head's at. I am mentally checked out of Dodge. Do like the Jeep brand. I'm not rooting against Dodge. I feel like it's too much of an underdog, though, at this point, but it's not an underdog for the right reasons. It's an underdog for the wrong reasons. I'm rooting for the guys that are staying brand loyal, if you want to call that. Not that it's doing me much good, but I'm cheering for the guys that want to stay brand loyal, that Dodge could come up with something. I still think that there's a lot left in the tank there for Dodge if they choose to deploy that mentality, if they choose to deploy that the good sense to go the right way. I'm always somebody that gives second, third, fifth, and 10th chances, but at some point you do gotta cut bait and head back to the dock. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this. Gonna possibly be going back to my roots with Ford. If it works out, I'll post up the content on that contraption and let you know what I'm up to with it. But just keep in mind, I'll still be doing motor chat. I'll still be talking about Mopars. I'll still be, again, giving out the advice that I normally will or would. I just will not be doing it with a Mopar necessarily of my own. So, guys, with that, I got to wrap it up. Folks, get out there and do something cool for somebody. Chances are they need it way more than you know. Again, check out Road Test TV's channel. Thank you, Sovereign. Check out his stuff. Love it. And it's awesome. It's, I don't follow a lot of channels, and his is one of the only ones that I actually go out searching for. So I would suggest you guys to do the same. But with that, guys, send it, don't bend it. Keep your shiny side up, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. That's a wrap. Adios.